Hello, friends. Welcome to Dream to Done, the podcast for moms who are ready to discover their dreams and goals again and actually do them. If you've been feeling a little lost in motherhood, I'm here to get you off the back burner and start taking a turn for yourself. I'm your host, Jessica Erickson, a certified life coach and your accountability cheerleader. Each week, you'll hear tips and tricks on doing life with a few kids, interviews with inspiring guests, and real talk on momming. I want you to discover your dreams, even in the messy middle of motherhood, because you deserve happiness too. You will also see that a mom achieving her goals and dreams lifts those around her. You deserve to take a turn in your life without feeling guilty. I am always cheering for you. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the Dream to Done podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Erickson, and I am so glad you're here. I just got back recently from a family reunion. So we took a vacation where we took all of our 4 kids and we flew to Washington State and spent a whole week with my husband's family. So traveling with the family is super great and I love it, but it's also a little stressful and requires some planning and preparation and really some cleanup. And, when you get home, you got a lot of laundry to do. So anyway, we went on this vacation. We went for about a week and had so much fun. We went inner tubing down a river. We went and did a sea-doo in the lake. We went to a little German town and did an alpine coaster. We did a wedding celebration. It was jam-packed. So we had a great time and we got home really late on Sunday night. And Monday, I took my son to Dick's Sporting Goods, and it was the beginning of football. And so we were right back in the swing of things. I started the laundry that day. We were unpacking and doing laundry and went to the store. And that night, I kind of realized that my diaper bag, which I love, my Petunia Pickle Bottom diaper bag, which even though I don't have kids in diapers anymore, I will not give up. So I realized that my bag was getting a little heavy. And I was like, I wonder what's in there. Now, silly me, I didn't do anything about it that night. I was like, I'll deal with it later. So about 5 days later, noticing all week, every time I picked it up, this bag is heavy. But then I would put it down again. Oh, this bag is heavy. Wonder what's in there. So 5 days later, I finally unloaded it. And I was like, oh my goodness. I had my daughter videotape it, so I have proof. The first thing I took out were legit rocks. Rocks! I took out about 10 rocks that my youngest had found on the beach at this lake, and she could not leave Washington without these rocks. And they were so important to her, and I could tell how much she really wanted to take these rocks home. So we've put them, they're still a little wet. So we put them in this awesome waterproof little pouch in my bag. So zipped them up and totally forgot about them. The next thing I got out were 2 more bags of rocks. Well, the adults and the older kids were going on this alpine coaster. My youngest, 2, that were not tall enough and didn't want to go on this coaster thing, they had done this gold panning adventure where they had panned for gold, but it was little jewels and crystals and stuff. So they had these bags of, quote, precious jewels that they must take home and that I needed to write their names on them so that they knew whose bag was whose. And they put them in there for safekeeping and they forgot about them. So rocks from the lake, rocks from the gold panning adventure. Why did I have so many rocks in my bag? And I know you've heard that analogy before, right? You were just carrying around rocks and you didn't have to. Okay, but we're going to take this a little bit deeper. The next thing I got out of my bag was garbage. Legit garbage. Not just a candy wrapper, but a wet wipe that somebody had blown their nose in and then put in the same pocket as the rocks. That was gross. There were also Band-Aid wrappers and half-eaten granola bars and a bunch of other garbage, just straight up garbage. Then I was also carrying my son's wallet because I had taken him to Dick's and he didn't have pockets. So he asked, "Hey, Mom, can you hold my wallet for me while we're in Dick's?" And I was like, "Sure, that's great." So what I didn't know is that he'd also put his wax for his braces and his rubber bands for his braces in there. So I was carrying a whole bunch of stuff. And then also he had some gift cards. And so he used the gift cards, but put the garbage from the gift cards back in my bag. So again, more garbage. I had a lot of garbage. Okay. So you get the picture. I had rocks, I had garbage, and I had stuff that belonged to other people. And I've just been carrying it all around for 5 days. So step one is to notice that things are getting heavy. Notice that they're getting heavy. Step two, take everything out and see what you've got. And then step three is to only put back in the things you actually want to carry. So I decided that this is a great analogy for what's going on in your head, what's going on in your brain. So I created a cute little workbook for you. And if you want it, it's free and you can have it. Just go to my website at jessicaericksoncoaching.com/gift-clean. And I'll have the link in the show notes. So we're going to clean out your bag and clean out your brain. So step one, we're going to do a body scan. That's where we're going to go through our body and figure out, am I feeling heavy? Am I feeling good? If you're feeling good, great, awesome. You probably can skip the rest of this episode. But if you are feeling heavy, then what do you do then? Then we do a brain dump, where we're going to write down everything that you're thinking on paper. Everything that's up there in your brain, just get it out. Write it all down. Now, if in the workbook, I've got two different versions of this. One is just kind of a blank piece of paper because some people do better with blank where you can like write it in circles or write the ones that are really powerful bigger. And then for those of you or us that need a little more structure, there's also a version with lined paper. You're welcome. After we get it all out, we're going to decide, what are the rocks? What are the things that you did want to carry at some point, but that you no longer want to carry? Like in the actual diaper bag example, my son's wallet. I was willing to carry that for a while. Or the rocks for my daughter. I was willing to carry those for a while, but then I don't need to carry them once we're home. They can carry them. The other thing with that is like, they didn't even care about the rocks anymore when we got home. So I was kind of like, oh, I carried those for nothing, but they were very important to them at the time. The next thing we're going to do is, what is garbage? What are things that you do not need to carry at all? Throw those things away. If it's a rock and you don't want to carry it anymore, just simply cross it out. If it's garbage, I like to scribble it out or write it on a separate sheet of paper and literally rip it up and throw it in the garbage, or even go a step further and burn it. Because I want that garbage out of my brain. I do not need to be carrying garbage around. That's just not smart. Now, what belonged to somebody else? Those are things that you can give them back. Now, with the thing with my son, I could give back his wallet. If there's something physically, give it back. Emotionally, you can write a letter, you can text, call, or just in your mind, let it go. Give it back to them. And then decide what you want to keep. What are the things that you have gotten out of your bag that you're like, yes, I do want to keep that box of Kleenex or that bag of medicine or whatever it is. What do you want to keep? Put that back in. So I wanted to give you a couple of examples of things that first of all, I did my body scan and I was like, I'm feeling a little heavy from this vacation. What's going on? So I wrote down, did my brain dump, like what's going on in my brain? What's going on? So I wanted to tell you a couple of things that I found that were rocks, garbage, and it belonged to someone else. Okay, the first thing that I figured out was that there was a rock that I was carrying where while we were on vacation, I was taking a lot of responsibility for my kids' happiness. I was taking on a lot of responsibility that they were happy, they were having opportunities, they were, getting to see the cousins they wanted to see, they were going for these fun adventures, and I was just way more micromanaging than I am in our normal day-to-day life. So that was something that I wanted to carry during that point. But then when we got home, I decided, oh, I don't need to micromanage them anymore. We're home, we're in our element. I do not need to be micromanaging their fun level. I don't need to be micromanaging their social calendar. Like they are pretty good at letting me know when they want something or when they need something. We're pretty good at setting up play dates periodically, but again, like the vacation, I was thinking we're going to be fun. And now that we're home, fun is not our main priority all the time. We do have fun, but we also get stuff done and do laundry and we're normal people. So that was a rock that I was like, I no longer need to make sure my kids are having fun all the time. We can put that down. Okay. Garbage. While we were on this vacation, my daughter decided to go in the car with her aunt, and it was a very windy road to get to where we were going, and she got car sick, and she threw up all over her cousin and all over her aunt's car. Now, there was a lot that I could do. Like we cleaned up the car, we got some new clothes and new shoes, and I even like replaced her floor mats because I was feeling really guilty about that. But I found that there were some garbage thoughts that were floating around in my head about this experience. One was, you're not a good mom because you didn't prepare your daughter for getting sick in the car. You should have told her to let her aunt know when she was starting to feel sick. You shouldn't have even let her go because you know sometimes she gets car sick. And those were garbage thoughts. I also thought my sister-in-law is never going to forgive me because her car is going to smell like vomit for the rest of the time they own this car. Also garbage. I'm pretty sure she still likes me. Wink, wink. I know she still loves me. But those were like some garbage thoughts that it's like, oh my goodness, how did that even get up there? That's garbage. We just need to throw that away. Kids get sick. Everybody was really understanding about the whole process. And I made amends the best we could with, the resources we had and what we did. We took care of them and we did everything. I am a good mom. So having this thought in my head that I am a terrible mom because I didn't prepare my daughter enough was just garbage. So let's get rid of that. So we threw that one away. It was gone. Now, what belongs to someone else? This was an interesting one. I realized that 3 or 4 days after we were home, I was still concerned about my nephew. Now, let me tell you, my nephew came with us to go bike riding. So his dad wasn't there, and that was totally fine. He was in my care. When we were about to get to the bike riding rental area, he tripped and he skinned both of his knees like really bad, like blood dripping. And we had to use wet wipes best we could and Neosporin and Band-Aids. Poor kid could barely walk. I'm not sure how he made it on the bike ride, but he did. And he was a trooper. And like the last 2 days of the trip, I kept checking on him like, hey, are your knees okay? What's going on with your knees? Did you need more Band-Aids? Do you need me to help you wash them out? And he was fine. Um, but I realized that like a couple days later, like I was still thinking about his knees and he's not even living in my state right now. Well, this is something that I can give back to my brother-in-law. Like it is his son. I can give it back to my nephew. They're his knees. And if I was really stressed about it, I'm sure I could give them a call or send them a text and just, like really clear it from my mind if I really need to go that way. But just noticing, oh, you're still worried about your nephew's knees? Like, wow, you don't need to do that anymore. You've given him back to his dad. It's his dad's problem now. Like, I don't need to be concerned about it anymore. So that is one thing that I could give back to other people. Now, what do I want to keep? I wanted to keep the thoughts of I provided a great vacation experience for my kids. I wanted to keep the I'm a good mom. I wanted to keep the when my son got sick, I stayed up with him and helped him and got him all the medicine that he needed, and we made it home. And there were other things that were useful and joyful and wonderful, and those get to stay. They get to stay in my brain. So I wanted to just go through this with you. Enough about me. What about you? So if you are driving, please don't do this. But if you are not driving, let's do a body scan. We're just going to do it right here, right now. So get your feet on the floor, and we're going to start with some breathing. And if you want to put your hands on your heart, great. If you want to close your eyes, awesome. We're going to start with some box breathing or square breathing. We're going to go in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. And the key here is we're going to start a little bit faster and slow it down. Ready? Begin. In 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. You can continue this breathing. And while you're doing your deep breaths and slowing down your breathing, we are also going to start at the top of our head and work our way down. And we're searching for places that feel tense or heavy or stressful. So starting at the top of your head, you're going to squeeze your head and relax. Your face, scrunch up your face and relax. Your ears, squeeze those up and relax. Your neck, squeeze your neck and relax. And if you want to do a couple neck circles, you can. And relax. Shoulders are going way, way, way up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Now your arms and your hands, ball your hands into fists. Really squeeze your arms. And relax. Your chest, squeeze your chest. And relax. Your stomach muscles, squeeze your stomach muscles. And relax. Is there anything that's feeling tight or heavy? We're going to take notice of that. Your back, squeeze your back. And relax. Your bottom, your bum, squeeze your bum. And your hips, squeeze your hips. And relax. Your thighs, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Your knees, we're going to bend and straighten your knees. Your calves, we're going to squeeze up your calves. And relax. Circle those ankles. Point and flex with your toes. And then put your feet flat on the ground and ground. Think of roots coming out of your feet and reaching down into the earth and really grounding. And I want you to take notice, now that we've scanned, do one more. Scan top to bottom. Is there any place that feels heavy or tight? Anything that feels stressful? If you notice that there is a place that feels tight and stressful and heavy, I want you to ask why it feels that way. Where is that feeling coming from? And now we're going to do our brain dump. You can open your eyes. You can kind of come back to present, shake it out a little bit. And if you've got the workbook, I encourage you to write down what you felt where. And if you feel great, maybe that's it for today. But if not, if you're feeling heavy, I want you to do a brain dump. Figure out what's going on in your head. Again, if you've got the workbook, we've got a lined paper version and a blank version. If you need to hit pause, go ahead and do that. But once you're done with your brain dump, we're going to decide, what are rocks? What are things that you did want to carry, but you don't want to anymore? It's okay to change your mind. Go ahead and put them down. Cross them out. What is garbage? I know there's some things going on in our brains that are just straight not true. Find those and really scrabble those out. Get those out. What belongs to someone else? What do you need to give back? What are you carrying that really isn't yours? Let's go ahead and give that back. And what do you want to keep? What are things that you do want to keep back in your bag, back in your mind? We'll put those back in. Maybe even up-level them a little bit. Now, if you need some help with this, I offer a free 30-minute coaching call. I'm happy to talk you through any questions you have about the workbook or this episode or anything else on your mind. I want moms to discover their dreams and do them. And I know that when you're feeling heavy, it's really hard to get the energy and the drive to want to go work on your dreams and your goals. So much easier to just Netflix and chill than it is to do the hard thing and get up and get moving and work on your goals. So I'm here to help if you have any questions about this workbook. Now, I wanted to add a little pro tip here. I feel like this is a real basic thing, but something that I keep learning every time I go on vacation. Give yourself at least 2 days after your vacation to get back in the swing of things. Please give yourself grace, give yourself some love. Let yourself have a couple of days to get the laundry done, get the food ordered, and go to the grocery store, do whatever you need to do to get food back in the house. Give yourself some time to unpack. If you can, add a day or two after your vacation where you don't have to do anything. I wasn't able to do that this time, so we were right back in the swing of things, but I did give myself 3 days before I went back to, okay, we're going to go to bed on time and we're going to get up on time. So give yourself some grace. And if going on that vacation was on your vision board, if that was one of your goals, I just want to cheer for you. Congratulations on doing what you set out to do. I hope that your vacation and your trip was everything you hoped it would be. I hope that you got the experiences out of it that you wanted. I hope that your kids enjoyed it and that they thanked you for it. And if they didn't, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking them on that trip. Thank you for providing this amazing opportunity for them. They may not appreciate it right now, but hopefully in the future they will. And I want to give you a pat on the back, 3 cheers because you did it. You did the vacation. I hope you took a lot of pictures, and I hope that you will look back with fondness on that vacation. Now, bonus points for you if you create a little slideshow or a little photo book to remember that time. Bonus points too if you write down a journal entry about the fun points of your vacation. That's my goal for next week. I hope you have a great week. Now, school is coming up. So, if you are a woman who has kids going back to school and you are deciding that this is the most opportune time for you to discover what your dreams are and start working on them, stay tuned because I have a great experience for you and I want you to join me. Okay, more on that soon, and I hope you have a great week. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Dream to Done. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much if you would leave a rating and review. It helps more moms like you find the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast player. I'll see you in next week's episode. I'm always cheering for you. See you next week.